It's called Advanced Answering Techniques. So it is 3 professional people explaining to other people how to answer different questions, a multiple variety of questions. Advanced Answering Techniques.
Hello and welcome to Advanced Answering Techniques. I'm your host, Josh. I'm here with 2 other hosts, but just wait a second. Let's not get to them yet.
Whoa.
Let's first of all talk about what this podcast is. I know you just heard a great explanation from super collaborator Joy. But I want to say that this is a podcast where you send in questions and we answer them definitively, ironclad answers with a sense of sprezzatura.
Yeah.
And that's, you heard an and a yeah from Caleb and Gabe respectively.
And respectfully.
And respectfully. I thought it was very
That's
respectful.
how I offered my yeah.
I felt respected.
Yeah.
I felt like you were making an effort to respect me, which is,
Yeah.
that's disappointing, but that's on me.
But that's where it starts. You have to make an effort.
That's true.
Sometimes you assume the posture before
That's right.
it's the sentiment is really felt.
Fake
and
it till you make
possessed.
Fake it. Yep.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it real.
it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
One thing I was wondering,
Yeah.
we have called the people who imbibe of the waters of our podcast.
Yeah.
We've called them users in the past.
Yeah. Users.
So maybe Joy is like a super user,
super user.
Power user.
a power
She's
user.
a power user. If you work in software, boy, is that a meaningful
Wow.
thing to
Oh
say.
yeah. I mean, even if you're not,
Yeah.
working in software. It's
Really,
just-
do you think people who aren't working in software are talking about power users?
Yeah, regulars at coffee shops are power users.
We've got some power users of caffeine.
Regulars
Yeah.
at a drug dealer's house.
yeah.
That's a power user.
He's
Oh
like,
man.
Hey, you're one of my power users.
Dude, yeah.
When you're like in a major city and you see someone staggering around, flailing and screaming,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like
Power
That's
user.
a power user.
Oh yeah, especially in San Francisco, the
Yeah.
Silicon Valley.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And
See a lot of power users there.
They,
yeah,
for
Yeah.
both in both senses.
Almost like the city wants a city full of power users.
right.
Yeah.
They've envisioned, they are manifesting a vision that they have.
Yeah.
We could fill this whole city with power users.
Yeah. What if not everyone was like some boomer trying to use technology, but
Yeah.
they were like, not Zoomer,
Right.
because they're kind of getting out of this whole social media thing. From
Yeah.
what I hear, there's sort of a fight back.
Oh, wow. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I would be so happy for them.
It's so exciting to
They know
imagine.
not to do pills,
Yeah.
but these boomers,
Yeah. Made some mistakes early on and paid for
they're
it.
doing some pills.
Yeah.
And
We did talk
that's not
about
really
drugs
the
a lot
power
last
user.
time.
Yeah,
and-
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't do it so much this time. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
okay. Well, when we talk about joy, that's not what we mean
No.
at all.
No.
But
does-
she is a power user in another sense, but
Right.
not that sense,
Right.
and not the question asking sense,
Right.
Because when she was getting shocked,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
She
one
was
way
definitely
She was using
power.
up some power.
use power.
She was converting electricity to usable power.
I mean, being used by power.
Yes. Right. And boy, aren't we all?
Oh,
power used her.
Yeah. Power used her and power uses us.
oh, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, rising to the top, it has its toll.
Yeah.
Power, absolute power corrupts
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of feeling that.
Me
Oh,
too.
really?
Since I have reached the top.
It's, it looks easy from down there,
Yeah.
but up here, oh man, teetering and tottering. And I'm just trying to figure out how to stay stable and balanced. And sometimes that means I'm using maybe, unethical
Right.
ways of supporting myself.
Right.
My fragile position here at the top.
Yeah. That really went on.
That's a long one.
I
That's
was-
not the one to use.
Okay.
And Gabe, if I could,
Gabe, that was Gabe. That was not me.
Yeah, that was Gabe getting in there on the sound effects. If Caleb had done it, it'd be something like this.
Oh yeah, it would have been more.
Would have been a little more like-
a little more like this.
And Gabe, if we could unpack kind of what was going on, you were talking.
Yeah.
Caleb was talking about being a powerful person corrupted.
Yeah.
Corrupted
By
by, the
power.
power.
Yes.
And so you were trying to insinuate
Yeah.
that Paul Atreides
Thematically,
is going
you know,
through a similar
I
development.
think so. I think
Yeah.
that is what happens in the adaptations and the original work. That is, Frank Herbert's stated intent was to demonstrate how these people that end up in positions of power are maybe not the most trustworthy.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, that's what that was about.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
that was all about.
Right.
Now, I feel like now that you've said that, I kind of have to assure people that I'm not. I
Right.
said I'm doing some unethical things,
Right.
But it's nothing too big.
Nothing
Right.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
nothing crazy.
Like-
okay.
Yeah.
Well, like for instance, what would you say is probably the most unethical thing that you've used, the power that you've gained from this
Yes.
podcast
Yeah.
to do?
Influence the youth in a way that I find.
Distasteful. So you kind of
Yeah.
you're almost like kind of Socratic,
Yeah.
right? Corruption of the young.
I mean,
Certainly
influence them in a way I think is right, but maybe
Right.
it's the means of it isn't the best way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the ends justify the means,
yeah.
and
So the means are influence the youth positively, but you've done this in a way that you're not proud of.
I'm not always proud
could
of
you
it.
could you talk a little bit about one of those instances?
Yeah.
But before you do, I just
Okay.
wanted to say I'm just going to update the ends justify the means just for
Do
this
it.
current generation. And
Yeah.
I think a pretty apt update would be the followers justify the memes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was
just
thinking
to kind
of-
of position it in a way
Yeah.
that people can understand.
because
these
it's not
things.
just likes.
yeah,
it's
right.
followers.
Oh, it's all about the
You need
audience,
to get the
right.
following.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
If you exactly.
Yes, the followers justify the memes. And one way I've done that is, I mean, I feel like I'm going to be really, it's probably a good thing to do this because it'll make it ineffective in the future. But I've used a lot of subliminal messaging in all
Yeah.
of my appearances.
No, I've
on
heard
here.
of subliminal messaging, but what is subliminal messaging?
Subliminal.
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 Well, you
Subliminal
know,
messaging.
it's subliminal messaging for the future.
Okay.
Right.
There's
For
usually
Gen
Z's.
Z.
Right.
There's
Well,
usually Z's
that's what-
added
yeah, he
for
does- well,
futuristic
it's-
stuff.
That's part of it, but it's also another way of saying subliminal that is actually subliminal.
Right.
I was trying to get away with that too.
Yeah, but I
you
did call
caught me
attention to
out.
it. And I'm sorry.
Yep.
And I know I'm going to get another email,
Yeah.
a long email
A
from
long
Caleb
email
again this week.
That's how we communicate.
That's how I get notes
Yep.
from Caleb.
Long emails.
Guys, we have a question. It's a little different.
Okay.
This one,
You seem worried.
Money?
this one
Josh.
hits a
It's
little
money?
different.
Is this question money? Is it?
Oh, is it a $50 question?
Oh, I wish.
No.
No, it is not
Okay.
money. It's not an image. Yeah, nobody has taken us up on any of these.
The first person that sends in an image will also receive our first money question. How
Oh,
about
really?
that?
You're gonna
Wait, you're
pay
going to
them.
pay somebody?
There's
Not-
there's
I'm-
a cash prize.
Whenever the next money question
Oh, I
happens,
see.
okay.
then we'll
it'll
give
be-
them
redirect
yes.
an amount of it. Let's not say we're going to give them the entire.
Okay.
We'll split.
We'll
We'll
say
split it
You'll
4
get
ways.
4 ways. Okay, yeah. They'll get 25% of whatever we get.
Well, how about
Does
we split it
that
for,
math check out?
Yeah, technically, but what if we were to say that we'll split it 4 ways and they can get 5%?
Yeah,
That's
one of
fine.
the ways will be
I mean,
5%.
I want there
Yeah.
to be some kind of motivation, some kind of
Yeah.
reasons. I really want to get a question that's a picture. You know?
Yeah. Interesting.
But we'll just have to settle for whatever we have this week.
And speaking of settling, no. This is gonna be a good one. I'm really interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's listen.
Questions, questions, questions. It is I, the great questioner. And I have a question for you, fellas. But I don't think you'll be able to give me the right answer. Here it is. What is something you can tell a deaf man and show to a blind man? Good luck, guys.
My greatest dream just came true.
What was that?
I'm like Batman.
Yeah.
You feel like Batman. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
This I have to say.
Yeah,
this
I don't want to be Batman. I
No,
just
no.
get to feel like Batman. That's
My
biggest
greatest dream was to someday feel
like
like Batman.
Could you put like a percentage amount that you feel like Batman?
Oh, it's the most of my life,
it
which I would
hit a
say is
threshold
like,
that-
yeah, it's like, I don't know, 47%.
47.
7. Wow, what would have pushed you over to 48?
If there had been something at stake.
Or probably like,
Well, what's
There was
interesting?
nothing
cape.
at stake.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
If he was like, answer this question.
or
Interesting, because we did receive this a while back before my dog died.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Under, we would have to say, some suspicious circumstances.
Sure.
We
Yeah.
don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe maybe there was some kind of time limit that was kind of unspoken.
Should
Maybe
we-
if we unpacked the subliminal, maybe there was subliminal threats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put my mind to work on that.
Okay.
My subconscious mind is going to be working on that.
Okay.
We'll come
That's
back
the
to
nice
this.
thing
And I
about
might have
Is
it
that
figured
something
out.
you learned from Ra's al Ghul?
No.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never met the man.
No.
No.
I
Well,
would've-
you would probably feel a lot more like Batman if
precisely.
you did. Yeah.
Precisely.
If I had-
So,
Yeah.
this would be kind of lower on the list of feeling like
Right.
that.
You might already be at 48.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, yeah. This would have pushed me
That's
to
an immediate 40,
You know,
49.
89% or something. I met Ra's al Ghul, and this
You're at
guy
a
sends in a
party.
question.
You're at a party and somebody goes, "Hey, Caleb, this is Ross All Cool."
You met Ra's al Ghul. Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson with
Holy acquaintance, me. And then I feel even more like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that's Liam Neeson with slightly eccentric facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
true.
what Ra's al Ghul's characterization
Mm-hmm.
in the film comes down to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we just have to accept that.
Yeah, yeah. Even though he's apparently Arab, Ra's al Ghul. Where did he get this name?
Yeah,
But
maybe
he just
he's
looks like an Irishman with interesting
Yeah.
facial hair.
stolen valor.
Wow. I mean, yeah. There's really, yeah. I mean, that's
What do
exactly
you
what's
guys?
going
You
on
guys don't like Hamas?
Well, do you think
No,
that they were
I
like
don't.
they were like his name has to be Ra's al Ghul, but let's draw away from the Arab terrorist
Right.
element
sure.
Right.
of this
Yeah.
by casting Liam Neeson
It's
and
just
just
a-
having people go,
Yeah.
well,
We'll
it's just
cast
a nickname
someone.
he got when he was fighting during the Troubles.
Yeah. Well, I was
Jeez.
gonna say
Yeah.
we'll cast another person with a heritage that's got terrorism all mixed in there.
No,
Yeah.
you're such a
Why
good
not?
terrorist. We're gonna
Yeah.
give you an Arab nickname.
we think you're really giving off the terrorist vibe.
Yeah.
And that's going to transfer down.
Speaking of terrorism, I was just thinking about
Okay.
one of the first big terroristic kind of plots, the gunpowder plot.
Right.
I was like, that's crazy. That
I don't know
happened.
about first, but one of the there has to have been terrorism for simply eons.
Right.
But
But I was trying to go back to
Yeah.
I guess our
Yeah.
our Western expression of
yeah,
terrorism. And I was like, that happened in the 1600s. That's so long ago.
it's a long time ago.
A man was just going to blow up the House of Lords.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Parliament, like
Yeah.
the whole thing, House of
Yeah.
Lords, House of Commons, the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going after that as Lord houses, though.
Yeah. It's a success
Yeah.
if he gets a House of
Yeah.
Lords.
I think he was
Oh,
more
yeah.
interested in fighting Protestantism, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a Anglo-Catholic thing related
Yeah.
to the Spanish
Yeah.
too, but and
Yeah.
King James or something
Yeah.
had promised to be more nicer to Catholics, and
Yeah.
he wasn't really keeping up that end of the deal.
Oh wow.
He's still being kind of mean to Catholics, and
Yeah.
they said, "We've had enough. We're going to blow you up,"
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to
and
blow
it didn't
up.
work. But
Yeah, the House of Lords.
mhm.
Why not? We'll throw in the House of Commons.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, while we're down there, it's like a surgery. While we're there, we could just do this,
Yep.
this, and this.
Yep. Like
Just
some,
like a surgery.
like somebody told me that a surgeon, they were gonna do an appendectomy on him, and he's like, and since we're in there, even if your appendix is healthy, I'll just take it out,
yeah.
Yeah,
which is insane,
yeah,
fully insane.
it's fine, but
Yeah.
we don't know if it will be fine. It's like, okay, well, what? I got 2 kidneys.
I mean, if you went in for potential surgery and then you leave with all of your organs intact, you'd be a little disappointed.
oh, gee whiz.
Be like, oh, well,
I just
did
went to
even
the
do
doctor to
this?
get high.
all that for nothing.
Caleb, and we do want to kind of stay away from drugs.
Yeah, let's try to avoid that if we can.
Well, if we're
this
talking
time.
about surgery,
yeah,
Yeah, we've got to talk about getting super high.
yeah.
oh yeah, dude.
Now
What-
the
one thing-
questioner.
Yes, the questioner. So I thought one thing to throw into the mix here is that the subject of the email was nemesis.
See,
And I thought, so talking
bold.
about Batman, it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I'm your nemesis.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think, the Joker's not like, I'm Batman's nemesis. It's like, yeah.
That's not really.
That's
what
not really Joker.
That was more like the Great Questioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joker.
what's the Joker's thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
pretty
More
That's
like
like the
that.
Romero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Romero?
mean, he just
Caesar
claims
Romero?
this title, I suppose, the questioner, in
This
relation
is
to us.
One way we
Great
can kind of
questioner.
subvert him is
Yeah.
by being like, he's our friend.
Yeah.
I
We're
think
gonna
we
be
want to be
friends.
so careful as we prosecute this relationship with the questioner.
Right.
I don't think I can jump to friend either. I mean, that just
I-
the general tone of it sounded sinister.
Yes, but my point is he's proposing this thing, and one way to frustrate someone proposing this thing, subscription proposing.
Subliminal.
Yeah, that's what it was. Subscription too, though.
Yeah,
I'd
guys,
appreciate some
Hey, anybody out there?
subscriptions.
Anybody out there listening? If you're not subscribed,
Subscribe. Sub. 3 men and a subscribe. 3 men, please. 3 men subscribe.
Ladies, give it a rest.
Yeah,
we're
too
looking for
many.
3 men.
3 men. We are only going to call out the male subscribe.
Non-subscribers
Yeah.
who need to subscribe.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, my point was we don't have to say friend, but we can
Right,
kind of be like, to subvert his expectation to be our nemesis.
Oh, okay, yeah. Kill him with kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Keep coals
Yes.
on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great option. So, given that, how should we handle this? Do you think? Does that mean that our attitude towards the question is like, oh, cool?
I mean,
Thanks.
yeah, honestly, there's no stakes.
I
It's
mean,
just like a fun riddle for us.
that's true. And this does kind of connect to what I was thinking, which is, he kind of is missing the point
Yeah.
because in this context, the questions,
Mm.
it sounds like he already has the answer.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
And that's just not,
I ran into the great questioner socially.
okay.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. So you're
Somebody
Just-
Did
at
you
a party.
feel like Batman?
right after they introduced you to Ra's
Ra's
al
al
Ghul.
Ghul. He turned around.
And the Great
Also,
Questioner.
the great questioners over here.
Oh, wow.
And he said, Well, I don't know if we want to get into this yet.
I was going to
Okay.
say, I want to correct myself really
Yeah.
quick. The stakes are that we don't answer his question.
Here's what I think could be in his mind.
Yeah.
This is an unanswerable question, and he will drive us mad in our attempts to answer it.
Yes.
My sanity is constantly just on sort of a, knife's edge
Yeah.
anyway. Could slip over one side or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Into like really sane or
extremely sane.
Extremely sane.
So sane. Or completely insane.
right.
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 Sometimes you go far enough in the one direction that
Oh,
it loops
yeah.
back
Right.
around.
I become so crazy.
I'm making a
I
lot
am-
of
Yeah.
sense.
So crazy that it just might work, that
Yeah.
whole thing, but
I
also
become-
like so sane that it's
Yeah.
like insane.
Yeah. I can't believe how
Yep.
sane it is. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Can't believe
don't
it's not butter.
not sane.
I don't want to get I don't want to get away from this riddle.
Yeah.
I don't want a lot of rabbit trails here because I do think that we can sustain an episode with the substance of this question.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
But when was the last time when you felt that you were so insane that it just might work?
Wow, that
You
is
guys,
tough.
what-
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
Um,
Or where you said something or did something that was so insane that it just might work.
I mean, my boys do this to me all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're telling me crazy stuff.
okay.
Like my son's really into making like chimeras, different kinds of chimeras. So he's just describing different things.
Yeah.
My oldest son, and he'll be like, it's an animal with like cheetah legs, but then he has gecko pads on his legs, so he can run really fast on the wall. I'm like, that's
Smart.
cool.
That is cool.
And then
that is cool.
my other son is like, it's a cough drop animal with a cough drop head, cough drop arms, cough drop bodies, cough drop
Less of a
kind of like a cough drop golem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Doesn't quite get it.
like the chocolate frog from Harry Potter, but
Yeah.
just cough drop.
It's cough
Cough drop
drops.
frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cough drop frog.
And if you eat this animal, you will have taken way too many cough drops.
Yeah, it'll be way too much. Yeah, the alpine herbs will really get
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So that kind of thing where I'm like, oh yeah, that works though.
Yeah.
Like honestly, you could make the thing that
Yeah.
my younger son is saying,
And
and you couldn't
you
make
couldn't.
the thing that my older son is saying.
gotcha.
Right.
You could make a little doll out of cough
Yeah.
drops.
Well, yeah. I mean, our dolls animals, though. I mean, there's
It
I'm
a,
doesn't
just saying what he's proposing.
Yeah.
There's
I'm not
a-
saying it's an animal.
there's an animate.
Some dolls are animals.
Well, that's true, but what I mean is like, is it
Muppet- the
alive?
Muppets,
It's not
animal.
alive.
Caleb, what you're saying initially to me seemed so crazy.
Yeah,
Then I realized, no, that actually makes a lot of
it
sense.
just might work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess right now what I just
Right
said
now.
is that's it for me.
Yeah.
So Gabe.
Well, I mean, my daughter, it was just kind of running with that same sort of theme. My
Yeah.
daughter does say she recently said, she said when she grows up, she can wear my old clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and when I grow down, I can wear her old clothes, which,
Yeah.
is not true. Like, I'm not going to grow down to be the size that she is now at
Right.
2.5 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
But later she said, when we were on a walk, she told my wife, "Mama, you can push me when you can push me in the stroller now, and then when I grow up, I'll push you in the stroller." And I was like, probably.
Probably.
Wheelchair gets in the mix at
Yeah.
some
Why
point.
aren't wheelchairs more
Basically
like
the same
strollers?
thing.
Wouldn't
They,
that be
they have
good?
a little visor thing
little
on them.
visor for the elderly,
It'd be good.
just like a visor, and there's a little table.
Yeah, what's
put
the
the
deal?
snacks and different
Yeah.
things in there.
What's the
little
deal?
compartment underneath.
You get old, and
Yeah.
suddenly you don't care about
Yeah.
being vised from the sun.
And
Right.
would we
and like it could lean back. You could take a nap.
Right.
a stroller or something? I don't know. Is there a
Yeah.
what's the
Car-
name?
What about-
Stroll chair?
Hey, why not car seats for the elderly?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a little
Big,
long.
huge car seats seat you.
Yeah, I think car seats for the elderly is not a good name
It's also
for
a stroller.
A stroller that's a wheelchair.
Yeah, it's
But I'm saying, just going off that,
Yeah.
huge car
Okay.
seats you put in the car, you could take them out. They attach to a wheel system.
Right.
okay.
A pack and play for your
Yes.
declining parents.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things.
I mean-
we've already got diapers.
Frequently, when we have a family dinner and our father's over,
Yeah.
I think it would be nice to have a pack and play.
Yeah. Just put them in there.
There is a certain point where
It's
you
just-
start getting worried about them just getting out and
Right.
getting into stuff
Yes.
or leaving the
Yes.
house. So you
Going
do
up and down stairs.
maybe need. Yeah, right. Exactly. They need supervision on the stairs.
Yeah.
Just put them in
So
the pack and play with like Fox News.
That's
on
why
or
we
something.
have
Just a little.
a baby circle,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
which is
good.
what we had. Yeah, baby circle.
A baby circle.
That was what somebody who's not from this country described it as. A
pack
baby
and
circle.
play is a baby circle.
Kind of just, but it anyway. It's not really worth getting into. But I just liked baby circle
Yeah.
as a product.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes. No, I like
A
it.
baby
Thanks.
circle.
thanks.
I like it. So, this riddle.
Yes.
Do we want to get into it now?
Yeah.
I think I already have the answer.
You have the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's what can you tell a deaf man and show a blind man?
Yeah.
A message written in Braille.
Okay. But that would have to be a blind man who can read Braille by sight.
Yeah. He can see it with his hands. That's how
Okay.
they see.
Yeah, but you're not showing
how
it. You're
they
not
see.
showing it to him,
Wait.
are you?
And then the deaf man he can
You're
hear
telling-
what he's feeling too.
You're
Yeah, it
telling a blind
doesn't
man.
feel like that works.
Okay.
What is it
okay.
again? Can you say it for me again?
It's what can you tell a deaf man
Okay.
and show a blind man.
blind
The
man.
other way would be very simple. The other way is almost like
Just
not a
like
question.
anything. Whatever you want.
It'll probably be easier for them.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
that's why. Because for a second I thought that's what it was, and I thought, why is he even asking? You know.
right. Right.
But I guess I'm wrong.
You're
Yeah.
wrong because it is
Yeah.
more confounding. And what I said doesn't work either because
Yeah.
I was kind of assuming, it was the other way too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel kind of bad about the way that I just treated you, Caleb,
Oh, it's okay.
because I felt like what you're saying isn't crazy. It just might work.
Well, it's not crazy, but it still might work. You think?
Well, but it does seem to not work the way that like a riddle would work.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's too practical. There's some kind of abstraction here.
Yes.
And I'm
And
not
and
with-
so I don't know. I mean,
okay, what have
This
you
is-
ever shown a blind man?
yeah.
Let's
What-
just start there. What have we done in our lives with blind people and with
What have I done
have we shown
with
them?
blind people?
yeah? What have
In
you
my
done?
life.
What have you done?
I mean,
I've
nothing that I
conversed
would
with
like
some
to
blind
share.
people. I've had some good conversations with the unsighted.
Yes, me too. I don't know many deaf people.
No, I can't say
Something
I do.
they could hear. What's something they can hear?
Yeah.
What can you tell them and show? It's your lips. It's your lips.
You can tell them
tell
your
them
lips,
your lips.
and you can show them
Because they can
your
read
lips.
your lips. And a blind person can feel
Yeah, this just
Again,
it doesn't feel like it's cinching up the way
right?
No,
Usually,
that a riddle does.
No,
you
I
know?
agree, I
There's
agree. These are
lots
just-
of slippage.
it's not a riddle though. It's a question, right? Because he's not the riddler. He's the question.
you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
So
It's really not a
You're
riddle.
right.
That's good, Gabe. Yeah,
It's
a
a
good point.
question.
It's a question.
It's just a question.
So maybe the answer is
No.
your lips, because it doesn't need that satisfying click. of the
Nothing?
riddle.
Yeah.
Nothing? Is nothing.
Are we good
anymore?
with what's that?
Can you say nothing?
Nothing. You can't show them nothing.
Now listen. As I was pondering this,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's exactly the answer that I came to.
okay.
Yeah.
What can you tell a deaf man and show a blind man?
Right. If
What's-
it's nothing?
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
And this
Yeah.
works the way that
Sure.
basically every riddle
Yeah.
can be answered by
no
nothing,
question.
Yeah.
Question.
or I'm sorry. Every question that takes this that has the sensibility of riddle,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
can very easily be answered with nothing or like time.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
usually-
Yeah, it's usually time.
Yeah. Or an-
Nothing, eternity, time. Those are good answers for any riddle
yeah.
or question that has the sensibility of riddle.
A tricky question.
Right.
Is kind of what I think of it
Yes,
as.
a tricky question. Thank you.
Tricky
That's
question.
exactly the right.
Mhm.
You're like, this seems like this guy already. What is he? How is he going to benefit from me answering this anyway?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was just wondering.
Yeah, I guess so. See, typically
He wanted
we've
to
gotten
stump
questions.
us. That's what his
He wanted
motivation was to stump us.
To drive us mad.
Right.
Right.
So the whole point is to drive us mad. And my thing is, I'm just going to resist that, and I won't be driven mad by this.
And I wonder if he actually does listen to the show, because there are tons of questions that we've been asked that we have not answered. And so
I don't agree with that.
No?
We've given
Okay.
answers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I guess yes. Oh yeah, that's right. We answer them ironclad,
Definitive,
definitively.
ironclad
Yeah.
answers with a sense
With
of sprezzatura.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
We
And
have done that
We
every
have said
time.
prescient
So,
before,
sorry.
but I think we were just leaving that off from now on. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
Yeah. Well, it doesn't.
Sorry.
It doesn't play well. You know, prescience is a hard thing to convey in a podcast.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we could go. It would be maybe a good special episode for us to go back and look over our old episodes and see what came true.
It's true.
Yeah.
That would be a good use of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely the.
Do you have any kind of prescience about that? Suggestion?
what that we won't do it?
Yeah. Nothing. That's my answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time, eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be nothing. That's the best answer here.
Yeah.
Is there something else though?
So Josh is saying that the answer
I'm
is
saying,
nothing, and Caleb is saying it's something.
Something else? Yeah.
I think
else.
that's probably something else is probably a good answer,
Yeah.
or just something.
something. There's something
Yeah.
you could show them and tell them.
Yeah. What can you
Love?
tell?
I was thinking love, but you don't tell love.
Show would work. Really,
Show
that,
works
That would be,
really.
that would be great for a
oh,
blind.
man.
What can
Dang
you
it.
show? What can you show a blind man?
Yeah. Love.
Love.
You can show him love.
Yeah.
You could show him the door.
Yep.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. You're in this movie theater and you're blind. Please
Yeah.
leave.
We need this seat.
I paid.
There are sighted
Listen,
people.
listen, sir. I know you got a seat right up next to the screen, so you could, I guess, feel the movie.
I pay. I listen. Listen. I assume you're not deaf. But I paid for my seat just like anybody else. My money, I assume, is as green as anyone else.
I assume.
It's as
I've been
blue
told
as
it's
anyone
green.
else.
Now there's new
That's
tints to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So not a movie, not lips. It's not braille.
Yeah.
It could be nothing. Could be something.
Could be something. Could be something else.
Could be something else. Yes.
Mhm.
Those
Could
are.
could a blind person who's colorblind
Mhm.
and they're reading about colors, would they get confused about the colors?
yeah.
that they're
Are
reading
blind
about?
people also colorblind?
I mean,
I always
there-
get these confused. Red and green. Oh, right.
Oh right.
there are, of course, blind folks who are blind from birth who've never seen anything.
Right.
And so the prospect of seeing anything color is just they just don't have a category for
Yeah.
it.
So they're colorblind.
They are colorblind
Yes.
as
all right.
well. It's one of the
That's a That's a bummer. Double
Yeah.
whammy.
yeah. If you become blind later, I wonder if you do. I wonder if yellow and blue get kind of locked in,
Yeah.
or if you find yourself going like, okay, hold on, which one?
Mm-hmm.
You can remember a bunch of colors, but you can't remember
Yeah.
Yeah.
which one's which.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I
Forget
don't know.
what
I'm
colors
starting to
look like.
Yeah.
I mean, I yeah.
You really couldn't show them anything because they just can't see a dang thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, yeah. What's another abstract thing? Like you said, we could we say show you love,
Right.
the way home,
A good time.
a good time. tell them a good time.
Tell.
Most things work for
Yeah.
For showing, for
but
sight.
not- yeah.
But then
It's-
hearing is
it's
this whole other thing.
tougher.
So what do we tell? Tell someone about the past.
You tell time. You tell a story.
Tell the
Tell a
future.
story.
Tell the future.
Show the future.
The future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zoe the future.
Yeah. Show them the future.
Zoe them the future.
That's what you
And
propose.
sell them the future.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm proposing. We Zoe them the future. Oh no. You gotta do it down here.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna do that again with the future
That's
sight and the
Wow, we're so-
Oh my
questions.
goodness, what's going on
We're
here?
total dooners.
Well, we're really acting like a bunch of blind deaf fools.
Thank you. All right, back on track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a tough one.
yeah.
And there's no way that we can know we got the right answer. That's also part of the maddening aspect of this.
Right.
There's no one we can hear or see
Right.
to tell us that we said or showed the right thing.
Right. Yeah, it would. Well, of course, I did run into the great questioner socially.
So you do know.
Well, this was my impression. He was
Okay.
evasive,
Oh, was
Yeah.
he?
Yeah. as you might expect.
Yeah.
Right.
But I immediately said, "Oh, I think I got the answer." And to your question,
Yeah.
it's nothing. He said, "Huh." And it became clear that he hadn't had anything in mind.
Oh,
okay. He just thought of the riddle part or the question part.
So he was doing it right. He did submit a question correctly, which
Yes.
is I don't have the
I
answer to
think-
the question. I need an answer. Here it is.
There are two options. We've covered them both to some extent. One of them is this was intended to madden us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't madden us, but it probably did
So
madden
far,
the listeners.
Yeah, I
We-
guess so.
Just the listeners were driven mad.
But
by
then the other option is that he was just like, hold on, what is it?
yeah. What is that thing?
Yeah.
Just
He
curious.
thought of
Yeah.
this difficult thing and then couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
It's like a
We take it to some professionals.
scientist
Yeah.
who is stumped by some,
Yeah.
mathematical anomaly they've
Yeah.
discovered and they can't figure out why it is this way.
and they come to us and we give them an answer.
They
come
to
Giving
us.
them answer.
And we say
We
E
throw a few
equals
answers at them.
MC
Whatever.
Cubed.
something.
Cube squared.
And that was
That's us buttoning up the subject.
buttoning up the subject.
Buttoning up.
Yeah, it's a double zip or a button.
Yeah.
See, listen,
Any kind of
a toggle
closer.
button.
yeah. When
I
you're
mean,
working it through the buttonhole.
Yeah. Maybe
one.
more like Velcro than a button.
Yeah, like a shoe, like a
Talking
kid's
about
shoe.
some kind of closure.
A kid's shoe or an elderly
You know the
person's
sound
shoe.
that
Yeah,
Velcro
true.
makes when you fasten
Fasten
it.
it.
Do they make light up shoes for elderly
They should make
folks?
Heelys.
They should do that.
They should also
But
make Heelys for the elderly.
They
Heelys
should,
that
yeah.
light up.
Yeah.
They should make Heelys that light up so that you know when they're having heart failure.
Oh,
or-
that's
Right.
good,
So
yeah.
it's got a little heart monitor in there. It's
Yeah,
checking
but
their pedal
also,
pulse. And
if they
Yeah.
hit their foot hard on the ground, it lights up in case they
Sure,
want to do that.
totally,
Yeah.
yeah.
It does both.
yeah, I mean, you want them to have fun,
Yeah. It can't just be alarming
right?
to
Right.
see your shoes light
Yeah,
up.
you don't get so old that you don't want to have fun.
No.
Mm.
I mean,
It
that's
just
not the
dep-
way.
your,
That's
your
not the
idea
kind
of
old
fun
person.
changes.
It's not the kind of old person I want to be in.
No, that's
No.
true. That's a good point. I don't want to be that kind of old person either.
Yeah.
But let's face it, that's where we're at.
Yeah. I want to be the kind of old person who's always ready for a game of
Yeah.
Guess Who.
And I'm not even certain I want to be old at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you might be always playing a game of Guess Who as your brain deteriorates. It might just be
You're
a
using
perpetual
Oh,
game
yeah.
of Guess Who.
a number of context
Sure.
clues to kind of narrow it down.
Right.
And
Go,
everything's kind
okay.
of melding together.
This is a female, so I'm gonna
Right. And
cross
even
out
that-
all of the
even
males.
Even that is
Starts
called
to-
into question.
Yeah, you're like,
Yep.
Your ability to differentiate.
well,
I
and
mean,
especially in this culture.
Oh, in this day and
this
age.
galvanized culture. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Who is what? What is who? Is
What
that
is
thing a
who?
person? Is this thing
Yeah,
not
maybe
a person?
maybe we should rebrand Guess. Have we already made this joke?
Seems-
From rebrand the game Guess Who from Guess Who to Guess What?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Have
Guess
we talked
what's
about this? I
different
feel
now?
like we've talked about.
Have we
we've
touched
talked
on
about
this?
Guess
Have
Who
we touched on-
before?
Oh, we
We have
definitely talked about
Guess Who.
Who.
So
But guess what's
Beca-
good too? It's just like a
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's what
Yes.
I wish our listeners would play with us.
Guess what?
Guess what? Send us a picture as a question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're
Thank-
saying they're saying guess what?
I mean, that's
Oh, okay.
would be my first.
Like guess what this
unless
is? You think the they send us that I mean that those are fun.
Yeah.
I feel like Ranger Rick or a magazine we used to get when I was little
Highlights.
had something like that. Like here's a like zoomed in.
Yeah.
What is this?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to guess
It's a
what.
booger.
Guess what?
Yeah. It was usually a booger.
It's usually a booger. But we could have the answer for that we could just use every week. Something.
Yeah. Something else.
Well, this is
Or
just
chicken butt.
guess what?
Chicken butt.
Guess what?
Man,
this is
I hope
chicken butt.
I hope nobody does that.
To us.
Sends in a picture of
zoomed
that.
up zoomed up chicken
no,
butt.
thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, I
Hold on,
I don't want to spend my time
Are
like
you
that.
Okay, right.
okay? You seem pretty slow to agree. Seemed like you were kind of thinking it through. Do I want that?
I don't
maybe
want
I
that
could
kind of
that.
question. There's certain questions I like, but if it's going to be something literally like a zoomed up picture of a chicken's
Right,
rear end,
right.
and then the answer is chicken butt. For one, we already did it. We've
Yeah.
done it. Which I'm glad we did this. So
Right.
we've done it. Now we've
so
done
we
it.
can prevent. We can prevent.
No
that.
reason to do that. No reason to do that
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah.
We've done it.
We should say like we
Uh-huh.
will when it comes to questions from people who claim to be our nemesis,
Mm.
bad faith questions.
Yeah.
We will honor them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But bad
Yeah.
faith questions that are pictures,
No.
no thank you.
No, thank
Nope.
you. And we still
No.
have not received any of those. So,
Not yet. Not yet.
and I was thinking about the Great Questioner. He just kind of assumes this title
Yeah.
after sending a single question in,
Yeah.
to which the answer was, let's be honest, pretty clear,
Yeah.
pretty obvious.
Nothing.
Yeah, we did try to kind of make something of it
Yeah.
and drag it out, but it really was.
And so I'm wondering if the real great questioner, if the real great questioner is actually Joy. Is Joy the great questioner?
Right.
Because she sends in more questions
Great
than anyone,
questions.
and they are great.
The great. That's. I mean, honestly, you're proposing a question now to Josh and I, or to
Yeah.
the fan base.
Yeah, to anyone who will
just for
listen.
Yeah.
that's kind of which
Yeah.
is very which,
anyone who can listen, which
Yes.
some people
And maybe we should think about that.
some people can and choose not to.
We are missing out on a pretty big demographic
there
of people.
are a huge number of people who can and choose not to.
to listen
Yeah.
to the podcast. Yes.
And that's
to
why
the
maybe
podcast.
we should go after those people who can't
Yeah,
and
it would love
just
to.
haven't been able to.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
If we go after those,
But that's
people,
going to be a whole other element of the workflow of getting the podcast out is transcribing it.
You got
And
AI.
that's
turning
gonna
it
be-
into a visual.
just
a video.
a book that we send out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it has to be a book, does it?
I'd prefer it if it was a book with like an
Yeah.
ISBN and all that stuff.
Yeah.
ISBN.
That's when you know you've made it.
Yeah.
When there's an ISBN
Oh, yeah.
on something
Library
you've
of
been
Congress.
involved with.
All of these episodes are in the Library of Congress.
With their individual ISBNs.
It's a series of
That's cool.
books. These guys put out a book a week.
Very impressive.
I don't know. That might be a way to get some attention.
I don't know because I think
These guys made podcasts into books.
I think a minute of spoken dialogue roughly translates to
150
one page.
Yeah.
And it's a book. Can a book be 60 pages
What
long?
Sure.
One of our
Good
biggest
book.
problems is that we do constantly talk over each other.
Yeah.
So we're squeezing in a lot of extra words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we could probably easily get 100
Okay,
pages.
fine. We do one book a year.
Wow.
Okay.
It's a huge book.
Okay, so now it's 2 big.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
do
gee
a
whiz.
quarterly
One
book.
okay, quarterly. Or yeah, quarterly book. We're going to do a quarterly book.
Can you imagine the hell of reading?
So I am
Yeah,
now
it's only available in prisons.
very curious to see what this podcast looks like on the page. Just somebody, yeah.
Extended laughing at their own jokes.
You know what would be great though is if somebody is like, yeah, I like that podcast, but I like the book version. And what I do is I just download it to my computer, and then I just have my computer speak it to me. So it's one robo voice for the three of us.
That should be like an extra, like a special feature we do.
I am just really enjoying imagining just the like. There's very little. I like what we do. I'm going on a real roller coaster here. I like what we do, but
Not all the time.
comparatively, the like real pleasures of the podcast
Right.
are somewhat. There's hills and valleys,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So can you imagine
Spending your time reading
hearing
through.
just each
I mean-
individual word?
How do you transcribe?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. That's
You know.
hard.
That's tough.
That's hard. I agree, but I mean, but something gives me no more pride than if I think of a bookshelf full of our books.
Oh,
I mean-
certainly, yeah. The sense of pride we'd all
Just-
feel.
And
Yeah.
I like to imagine them as leather-bound copies,
Right.
Oh,
and
yeah.
somebody in a nightgown with a nightcap
Yeah.
and a candle
Yep.
with a candle holder,
Just setting fire to them.
ascending a ladder, pushing the ladder over, looking along the volumes up at the top and going and climbing a ladder and going up the ladder with their candle, and then at the top setting fire.
Yeah,
But
just
that's-
taking one page at
that's
a
not-
time, burning one page at a time.
That's not really realistic, Josh. They would be those books would be on their nightstand, readily accessible, so
Right.
they could just burn them right there.
Yes. And the nice thing is
Without
you don't need a
leaving the
reading
comfort of your
light.
bed.
Yeah, you don't need a reading light. You just need a burning light
Right.
to burn the book.
Yep. It's that easy. You
That's
don't
about
have to go through all the difficulty of having a reading light. You can just have a lighter.
a lighter, a
Yeah.
burning light right there, and you lay down in bed, burn a few pages, and you fall asleep.
Sleep right away.
Yeah, you'll be asleep in no time.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Smoke inhalation will do that.
right? Smoke inhalation. just the keeping your eyes like
Yeah. Just try to
Yeah.
just inhale one burning book and see if you can keep your eyes open.
yeah, you're gonna fall asleep right away. And look, these things are made cheap, so who knows what they're
Right.
made of?
Right.
I mean, they are leather bound, so there's a certain level of expense. The
Well,
glue that's keeping it all
I'm
together is
imagining-
very cheap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the leather is expensive,
Yeah.
and we decided to really cut costs on the glue
Yeah.
because we get
These
to make
things-
that choice.
These things are falling apart pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to use them much.
Right.
You pretty much do want to buy
Single
them,
use.
put them away,
Right.
Get them out and burn them.
Yeah. You do the important thing to remember is that you do want to buy them. That's the first
Absolutely.
is that you want to buy them.
Want to
So
buy
you
these
do.
things. You want to buy them.
Right.
Save them for those nights when you're having a bout of insomnia.
Yeah, you can't quite get to
Can't
sleep.
quite get to
Oh my
sleep.
gosh, tossing and turning. What's
Nothing
the world coming to?
relaxes me.
What's the world coming to? What's
Yeah.
up with the economy?
Yeah.
You know what? All this utter garbage. People are shilling on people and all this stuff. I gotta go read a book.
The perfect remedy.
I have to go burn a book.
I have to go burn this podcast book.
I'm just look. I'm really enjoying your podcast, guys. I'm burning through it.
I'm burning right every page. I've just soaking in, just drinking in every page of your podcast.
That's me pouring a hot cup of podcast.
Yeah. That's cool.
And that's
And
me
that's you
drinking it.
Drinking it. Okay, so
and that would be transcribed as slurp slurp.
yeah, right.
Right.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a whole huge compendium of
Yeah.
different ways to get the effect
Yeah.
of what the sounds stand in for.
Right.
Because these are sounds that stand in for other sounds frequently.
Mhm. Right.
You would think that one of the benefits of having sounds would be to kind of
Get
make
right
a
to the
podcast come to life.
Yeah.
To like be very
With
direct.
specificity.
Paint a
and-
picture.
yeah.
But we,
But no,
our audience, we
not
expect
ours.
a little more of our audience.
Yeah. We kind of know the audience has like a sort of Rosetta Stone for transposing
Yes.
the sounds into their
Ah.
actual meaning
And by this, they mean that.
and I mean what AI model would actually be able to handle that? We
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
Like large language model. Yeah. Not large enough.
Yeah.
Oh
right.
no.
Right.
Not for
Which
us.
language?
Yeah. And which language?
Yeah, who got this big language?
What's the biggest language?
The biggest
Yeah,
language.
what's the biggest language?
And we have, and I mean, we use English. For us, that's a big language.
And we'll go on
But
record.
we
I will
have-
go on record saying that.
I speak English.
but what I was
use
gonna,
it. I'm an English power user.
I'm a power user
Oh, yeah.
of English,
No other language.
and I am doing everything I can to make it even bigger
Yeah. Right.
Mhm, mhm.
Totally.
by making it confusing.
Uh-huh.
Yes. This word stands in for that. This word stands in for that. This sound
Right.
means this word.
We
This
already
word.
have a word for this, but let's do
Right.
another one that stands in for that other word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and so
what?
then people
Yeah.
are like,
What you say?
Right. Right.
look at this huge complicated list of things.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Listen. It's so crazy it might just work.
Yeah. The English language.
Yeah.
The English
You're
language.
not wrong.
Yep.
I mean, we have been
The
able
big
to
old English language. It's so crazy it just might work.
What are the largest languages?
biggest language on earth.
Yeah, we use all because look,
Probably.
our language has other languages
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Not like some of these other languages.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they do that in like Japan a lot too,
Mm.
where it's like you hear somebody speaking Japanese and
But
then
it's
they
so
just
small.
say like
So much of it
razor
is really
scooter
small.
in the middle of it, and
Yeah.
you're like, what?
Yeah.
But it's so small. All the parts are on top of each other.
They probably wouldn't
not
say that. That would
big
probably
out.
be a tough one.
Razor scooter?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say, sorry, they'd
Yeah.
try to say
Yeah,
razor
right.
scooter.
Yeah. And so you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
What's that about
You're
lasers?
like, well, good try. Maybe you'll get it one
The
of these
future.
days.
Oh, it must be some kind of future scooter.
Uh-huh. A
Scooter.
laser scooter.
A scooter.
Yes, a scooter.
A scooter.
Laser scooter.
Well, I mean,
Guys,
Yes, Josh. I was about to say father, but that would be wrong.
that would be wrong, but sometimes words can stand in for other words.
Yes. Yes. As in the host, the main host,
Right.
the father host.
Well,
okay.
I wouldn't want to claim that for myself. I don't think of myself that way
Yeah.
as the main host.
But you do. But you started thinking of yourself.
No, you're like the dad host, and
Yeah.
Caleb's like the uncle host, and I'm like the son host.
Yes. I think that's right.
Yeah. That's kind of the vibe,
Yeah.
you know?
He's kind of like the upstart host,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the crazy uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like,
just crazy enough to work.
yeah.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. You can send in your questions to advancedanswering.techniques@gmail.com. We're looking for an audio file of about a minute in length. So send those in. We've got a number of questions still
Yeah.
to get to.
Yeah. I know. We've got
And
this
some
great
surprises
backlog.
along the way.
Oh.
Really?
Sorry, I'm working on my Tim Allen. Is that good?
Yeah, no, you know,
I mean, it sounds
that's-
like an
it's
anime.
getting so close.
Oh,
It sounds
It's
like
so
an
much better.
anime Tim
Gabe,
Allen.
Gabe, if you could roll it back to what it was just last week
Oh, yeah.
and kind of show us how you've improved.
Yeah. So last
Yeah.
week it was ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
It was too long
That's
and it
too
was a
long.
little too high.
Too high.
Kind of resembled the
this week?
Joker laugh. This week it's oh.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
we're
it's
It
getting,
does just immediately makes me think of like, you know, those like Korean anime
yeah.
No. No. Wait.
It's those like
So wait.
Korean videos that they make with computer animation really quickly to
Oh,
like
okay,
explain
yeah,
different
like a-
things.
like a,
They'll show like Conan
dramatization.
episodes,
Yeah.
like a dramatization. And I was just thinking, what if they did those, but just for
Oh.
home improvement?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what
yes.
Tim Allen would
okay.
say.
Okay. So it's
That's what would be.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Caleb, can you do that
Oh,
again? Okay, thank you.
Noted. Gabe's going to be busy working on.
That's a great candidate
sound.
for the soundboard too, Gabe.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
It does sound a little bit like somebody who's standing on something very tall.
Yes, they're teetering. They're teetering.
Yeah,
that's what I'll call it.
Yeah,
I'll call it teeter.
That's-
It'll be teeter.
It'll be teeter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think
Teeter will say, "Oh,
yeah. Teeter. It just isn't it's like anti onomatopoetic. Yeah.
Yes.
Onomatopoetic.
yeah." No, I see
However
what
that
you're saying.
is. Anyway.
We have a song. The song is based around what I thought the answer to the question was going to be,
Okay.
which was nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there is a song
So you wrote a
That's
song
awesome.
about something.
about but it's kind of, you know, the answer was nothing, and so that's kind of the area of the song.
Yeah.
It's a song about nothing.
Kinda-
That's the song.
kind of like a certain show,
Oh yeah, like a show
like a certain
or like
show.
a question.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.